Hi guys, Gareth here and welcome to this Vlogmas production and welcome to my Vlogmas video 2. Now, you may be scratching your chin or your head or something thinking, hang on a minute Gareth. As you record this video, you may not know this but I'm telling you, it's currently the early hours of Monday the 17th of December 2018 and you've only recorded one Vlogmas video. Isn't the whole point of Vlogmas for you to do as many as you can? Well, there are reasons behind that being not the case in this circumstance. However, this being the week run up to Christmas, a week today is of course Christmas Eve, I'm going to be uploading or recording and uploading a video per day of the week leading up to Christmas. So hopefully by the time we get to, next week, there'll be a swath of videos for people to watch over the Christmas break. So, when I try and make them interesting, I'll try and make them a bit different. I'll, do some things here and there to make them varied. They're not all going to be this style video, trust me on that one. I have been recording clips in the background or behind the scenes sort of thing, but let's just say that the whole recording a video and uploading it, or recording a bunch of clips and bring them together and uploading it isn't my style or my way of doing things. It does require quite a bit of work and effort and all that kind of stuff, and I'm not cut out for it, especially with how late I work into the day and some other aspects. So it's not for me. I will be putting all those clips together at some point, editing them and then just publishing them as a bonus video at some point over Christmas. But for now, this is what you're going to have to not put up with, but this is the kind of content I'm going to be doing. So in this video, I'm going to sort of throw a few things off at the start. I'm then going to be doing like a mini Q&A at some point in this video, just answering some questions that people asked over the last little while, and then I'm going to tell you some stuff that I've got. Some of these comments / questions do lead into what I want to talk about. Just a little bit of a, what's been going on with me recently. Over the last few days, there have been a couple of speed bumps, shall we say, along the way that have caused some animosity, shall we say. I'm not going to go into it, obviously, in this video, but long story short, I feel very ignored at the moment by a particular subset of people. It is what it is. If they want to get pissed off with the fact I've just said that, they can get pissed off with the fact I've just said that, But although I was at first pretty pissed off with that situation, I'm actually very happy now because, long story short, I've sort of rekindled with my own company, if you see what I mean. Because one of the things I want to show off in this video is an early Christmas present from a very good friend of mine. I'm not going to shout him out in this video, and I hope you understand my reasoning why, is because I don't want him to suddenly get a bunch of people asking him for stuff, because I have done this before where someone who is a bit more generous than the average person has done something for me and then they get bombarded with comments, questions, messages from all over the place, asking them for things. And there are people who watch this video who know exactly who this is. If he wants me to shout him out in a video coming up, I will by all means shout him out in a video coming up. But he deposited £50 in my PayPal account so I could get Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And to say that I've been somewhat addicted to this game would be a slight understatement. I've already played the game for the best part of 15 hours. And yeah, this is going to take up a lot of my time, a lot of my downtime during the Christmas holidays. So this is what I mean, that I've sort of rekindled my love for, my own company sort of thing. I've just been playing a fuck ton of this and I've been thoroughly enjoying it. I've unlocked a lot of characters because there's actually a method online in which you unlock them relatively quickly and easily. There's a little bit of grinding involved, but mostly it's pretty easy to do. And yeah, it's really good. Also, I might as well show off another early birthday present, an early Christmas present I got. I don't know if I showed this off in a video before, but my dad got for me. I did actually go in with this, but my dad got me the Middle-earth Film Collection Extended Edition. So this contains all 3 of the Hobbit and Lord of the Rings films, so 6 films in total, the extended versions on Blu-ray. As you can see, this is actually a really nice box, I must say. If I take take off this slipcover and show you the individual sets. They each have their own little colour code, I suppose, and each of these sets are actually really nice. If I get out for you the Hobbit, the first one, and of course these are actually they feel rather dense because they've got like 5 discs each in them, and if you open them up, they have all of the discs there. Blah blah blah. These are simply the discs. Sorry, are repackagings of the ones of the separate releases, and it does contain a booklet. There we go. It does contain a booklet that also puts together all of the 2 booklets that are included in the 2 different separate releases of the Hobbit and Lord of the Rings extended edition releases. But there you go. That is the booklet, and it's a really nice set. And at some point, I'm going to be sitting down and watching these. There is a lot of content, I'm sure you're aware, with all of these films, especially considering that the extended version of Return of the King is like 4.5 hours long. So, yeah, it's going to take me a while to get through this, but there we go. There is The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. So that's the 2 early Christmas presents I've gotten so far. There was something else I was going to say upon that. Yes, in relation to actually sort of a follow-on from the fact that I got the Lord of the Rings, I do have, or have had for quite some time, a laptop, an Acer 6920G. The reason why this particular laptop, the reason why I'm shouting it out in such a, obvious way, is because it's a laptop equipped with a Blu-ray player. I think that laptop came equipped with a Blu-ray player as standard, or it might have been an option extra when I got it. I can't remember. It was 10 years ago that I got the thing. Now, it plays Blu-rays and plays them pretty damn well. However, it's now getting a bit long in the tooth. It's 10 years old, and although it works perfectly well, it takes ages to turn on, and even when it does turn on, it does get a bit bogged down with things. Now, I'm getting a bit of money in the next couple of days. The source of the money I'm not going to reveal on camera, but I'm getting a bit of money in the next couple of days. I'm doing some things with that money. One of the things I'm doing with that money is I'm going to be buying a SSD for it, and maybe buying some RAM for it, some memory, to upgrade it from the 3 gigs to 4 gigs, and I'm giving it a 240 gig SSD just to give it a bit more zip, and just to give it a bit more life. And all I'm going to simply use it for is to watch Blu-rays in bed, DVDs or Blu-rays in bed, essentially. I think along with a headset that there it is, along with the Sony headset, the PlayStation Gold headset that I bought a month ago now. I think that because this does virtual 7.1 sound, I think along with this and with some Blu-rays on that laptop could be a nice way of watching some Blu-rays. There are some people who may get, a bit snooty about it because that's only got a 720p screen, but it's only a 16-inch screen, and of course the smaller the screen, the more crisp it's going to look. Despite what I'm trying to say, essentially, is it still looks pretty damn good, good despite the resolution, because it's a smaller screen than a desktop screen. That is technically a desktop replacement laptop, but you know what I'm trying to say. So yeah, long story short, I am going to do a few things for that laptop. Plus, there's a box set that I want that I'm not going to shout out on video. All I'm going to say is it's a Steelbook box set. And I'd say no more than that. It's a box set I've had my eye on for quite some time. And if you guys were here when I got my Ghostbusters, the real Ghostbusters complete collection, that was supposed to be Steelbooks, but ended up being Amaray cases. So I want to buy this new Steelbook box set in order to get those, to get a set of Steelbooks. Plus I did have these, I was going to say what they are. I did have what these were, either films or TV series or whatever they are. I did have them before, and a different set that I ended up selling actually ended up getting a profit on it. Because I bought it for not a lot of money from Zavvi, and then furthermore got a code, like a 10-20% off code from Zavvi. And when I sold it to CX afterwards, I actually gained money from it. So that was kind of interesting. But yeah, I will be it's kind of a repurchase slash upgrade, I suppose, in some ways. But I'll be doing that, and the rest of the money I'll be using to sort of get through Christmas, sort of thing. Because me and my dad, obviously, for like Christmas Eve, we're gonna have a takeaway. There's a couple of other things we may be doing over Christmas. It's just gonna make Christmas a lot more easier and a lot more relaxed and a lot nicer in other ways, because you haven't got that stress of constantly worrying whether you're going to have enough money in your bank to do this or to do that or to get this or to get that, because there's always something you forget over Christmas. Don't know whether you guys are the same, but I definitely forget things over Christmas. So I am now going to go into a mini Q&A in this video, and we are going to talk about some of the comments people have left on my videos. So the first comment that pops up is from Mr. Wardrobe, aka Matthew Mills. And long story short, some of these I am going to condense quite considerably. And long story short, I did a video a while ago talking about opinions and people having their opinions, and some people being dicks, some people not being dicks. And long story short, Matthew has said that as he's gotten older, he's kind of realised it's not worth fighting some of these people, and it's worth either just ignoring them or going, yep, no worries, you're entitled to your opinion, and just moving on with your life. I'm definitely somebody that is guilty of picking a battle with every potential fight. The expression pick your battles is definitely something I don't heed. It's definitely a saying I don't heed, or advice I don't heed. I'm constantly fighting with people, being antagonistic, being a bit of a dick at times, just because sometimes I just, if I don't agree with somebody, I go for the jugular or for the aorta or something. And it's something I need to, as time goes on, I need to learn to not bite every single time someone offers me a carrot or a ham to bite, essentially. And yeah, I completely and utterly disagree, and I don't think he minds me saying, me and Matt have recently buried the hatchet somewhat, and I think that's kind of what he's talking about with this comment, is that it's time to move on with a lot of things, a lot of shit that's gone on in the past. Just move on and get on with your life, and if you want to interact with other people, interact with them. If you don't, you don't. Next up is Neil D. Now, I don't mean to be rude if this is the case, but I've had quite a few ghost accounts pop up on my comment section before now. What I mean by ghost accounts is accounts that are actually other people, mostly trolls, trolling me or being a dick to me. And the reason why I know they're trolls is because when I talk to them, I converse with them on my channel, they ended up referring to previous events, almost like they are part of that event. And it's like, yeah, you're kind of giving away you're the same person from before. Neil D gives me a little bit of a pause, because Neil Diamond, it's a little bit too obvious. Even if you are a ghost account, to be honest, you've been pretty okay, pretty alright actually for the last little while. So until you are, a dick to me, I have no reason to be a dick back. So until you start trolling me and showing potential true colours, I'm not saying you are going to show true colours, I'm not saying you are a troll, I'm just saying that I've had people in the past, use ghost accounts and end up being a complete dick. So for now, you got the benefit of the doubt, because there's no reason not to give you that, and we'll go from there. So I spoke about in a previous video that I'm going to be looking to get the Transformers G1 set at some point. More on that in a minute, actually. And long story short, Neil D is just saying that the Shout Factory set is the way to go, and that he has some of the Rhino sets that he's looking to sell, has posted them on eBay, but long story short, didn't get any bites, any buyers on it. On that subject, I've actually asked my sister for the Transformers G1 sets. As I've said in the past, it's still, as far as I'm aware, done by Metrodome, which are still the old Rhino Masters. And looking through the reviews on Amazon, I know they're the Rhino Masters because there are people applauding the 5.1 mix. Now, again, it's subjective, each to their own, but from what I know online, the 5.1 mix is not the best way to experience it, but, you know, it's each to their own. Long story short, I've asked my sister for them, because then I'll have the DVD set. Essentially, I've also asked for another 80s cartoon on DVD, which is actually going into something else that Neil D said, which actually literally just below the comment just below. Where was I? Yeah, basically I've asked it for a present. So therefore, it bothers me. How can I put this? It bothers me less that it's technically the inferior release. But then, having said that, the Rhino release, the Shout Factory release, I do apologise, is currently $60 in America, and to import that would be a pretty penny. And the Matrix of Leadership edition, which is the Creme de la Creme edition, is like $300, and I don't have that kind of money. So, you know, I'm going to have to stick with what I got available in my region. He also talks about some of the various releases of Transformers over the years. And he posted a month ago now, could you do some reviews on your 80s cartoon DVDs? So on that comment, I did respond to him saying I no longer have a lot of the 80s DVDs I used to have. Until very recently. So, as you guys may have seen, a bunch of friends pulled together to get me the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Van DVD sets from America, which is a great addition to my 80s cartoon DVDs. I've just told you that my sister is buying me Transformers G1 as well as another lauded, you know, critically acclaimed 80s cartoon series, and plus I do still have the the Adventures of the Galaxy Rangers on DVD upstairs. Also, there's two more sets that I need to reacquire, which is Danger Mouse and Count Duckula at some point. And then, apart from one set that I'll probably never be able to buy again, which is a He-Man set, I'll have all of the 80s cartoons that I used to have. Now, part of a problem with me is that if I show things off in a previous video, and then someone says to me, oh, can you show it off again for me, please? I feel like I'm not doing my job properly, if that makes sense. 2 seconds, guys. Sorry about that. I've got a really scratchy throat and the roof of my mouth is really itchy at the moment. So if you see me doing this type thing, I apologise if it's offsetting. It's just my roof of my mouth is really itchy right now. And because I've itched it so much, it's going numb now, which caused me to speak funny. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, so when someone says to me, oh yeah, can you re-review this thing, re-show it off, and I don't have all the stuff that I used to have because they either sold it or things have happened or have you, I'm like, oh shit, what do I do? Long story short, Neil D, I'm basically reacquiring a lot of these sets that I used to have. And once I've reacquired all the sets I used to have, I'll be doing that exact video. Yeah, once I've got all the sets back again, which as of next Tuesday, as of Christmas Day, I'll have, you know, 2 more sets. One more set that I used to have, plus an additional set, which is Transformers, because I've never had that on DVD before now. Plus I got the Blu-ray that my good friend Grim sent me, the Transformers 1985 animated movie. Plus, I'll be getting some of, you know, Danger Mouse and Count Duckula, some of the British 80s cartoons, and then I'll be doing that video at some point. So, next up is, I'm not going to go through all of these because there are some on here that are just simply repeats of questions I've already answered or comments I've already answered. So, this one I'm going to read out in full, because this one was actually a really nice comment in a way, and it's something that I've tried to take to heart in a big way. It comes from Lego Charm 1234567 Again, I do apologise, but some of these account names are interesting. Let's just say that. I guess you'll take this the wrong way, but your channel does not have a focus at all. I remember finding your channel years ago amongst my DVD reviews he stopped uploading 2 years ago, I think. A guy called Alex, a guy called Paul something, can't recall. But anyway, point is, you did reviews on stuff, talked movies, had a neat behind the camera setup. I liked seeing the fakes versus real comparisons, new stuff, usual reviews, info, blah, blah, blah. Next, you kept talking to your camera instead of having a focus for a video. I guess you can call it under what people want to see. Maybe that's why you have beneath 300 subs for so long. Investing money in YouTube is one thing, but you can have nicest setup, nicest mics, lighting in the world, but if your people don't care, they just won't watch. You can counter this by saying I care, because I do not like seeing people fall. Just my 2 cents, take as you will. Best of luck, Stevie. I did respond to that video, to that comment, and I pretty much said, why would I take that as negativity? That's one of the most constructive comments I've had on my channel for quite some time, to be perfectly honest with you. And long story short, I said to Stevie there will be a focus returning to my channel very shortly. Well, it's the new year. 2019 is on the horizon, and I will be looking at my channel and making some changes and doing some stuff that I can do to really cinch down and really make my channel succinct and to the point, and start doing a lot more movie reviews and all that kind of stuff, which is why I want to get the laptop up and running to my standards, so to speak, so I can start watching movies on there. Yes, I can watch obviously movies on my 42-inch plasma, which is a joke between me and Luke. I'm not saying that to brag or anything. It's literally, it is a joke. I've got Xbox One S, PS4, all the different ways I can watch a Blu-ray on there if I want to. It's just that there are times where I just want to. There's no sofa in this room, I should say. There is a sofa in the front room with a Blu-ray player on the tin in the front room, but the problem with the front room telly is that the screen is off to one side and we can't figure out a way of actually changing that. We've looked through the settings entirely on that TV and we can't find a way of actually getting the screen to come back on. It's almost like it's got overscan, but not quite. It's really strange. And long story short, I started watching a movie, about 2-3 weeks ago on it, and after about half an hour into the movie, it just became a distraction. It's a movie that I've watched plenty of times before, and I'm trying to think what it was right now. It was a Tim Burton film. I think it was Beetlejuice. I can't remember entirely because I actually fell asleep. I literally stopped the Blu-ray after it got distracting for long enough and fell asleep on the sofa. So I can't remember. I purely had it on in the background, to be honest, because I was doing some stuff on my phone and sort of just relaxing a little bit. So it was just on in the background. But it was off-putting after a certain amount of time because I know Beetlejuice very, very, very well at this point. I've seen that film far too many times to count. And just seeing it off to the side slightly was just bugging me ever so slightly. And the thing that would bug me even more is if I watched a movie I've never seen before and I'm watching it in a way that, other people haven't watched it. Yeah, long story short, the front room is not the way to go. And I sometimes just want to relax on a sofa or on a bed watching a movie. So that's why I'm going to get that laptop up and running. And then I can go and watch movies on my bed or what have you. Because I don't have a TV in my room. There we go. And the last comment I'm going to respond to in this video is, again, Neil D, saying, I would like to see you do reviews of your Region 1 USA box sets. Yes, that is coming. I do have a video coming at some point on my Region 1 box sets. One thing I do tend to do over Christmas is I tend to re-show off my Lost collection, which is my my personal favourite item in my collection. Has been, probably always will be, for a long, long time. So yes, I'll be showing that off in a video, leading up to Christmas, and I'll be sort of showing off all my US DVDs / Blu-rays in an upcoming video. I do have less DVD box sets than I used to have US DVD box sets, because a few of them I have sold on eBay or what have you. I sold my Halloween Blu-ray collection on eBay, and I sold my He-Man collection on eBay. a number of years ago when I needed the money, and that's why I sold those. So I don't have those, but I still have quite a few US DVDs. I mean, all 9 seasons of the X-Files that I have are US DVDs. There's a number of box sets, surprising number of box sets that I own happen to be US equivalents, because there are times where I'm searching through eBay for, you know, DVD sets of a complete show, and then someone's like uploaded the American version of that show for like a third the price that would be if it was the Region 2 equivalent. And I'm thinking, I'm going to lap that up. I got the whole 9 seasons of X-Files for £25, and they are the individual packaging digipacks. Digipacks. They are gorgeous, far, far superior to the UK packaging, but someone was selling for £25 because they're Region 1. And long story short, you know, I don't mean to be rude to anybody, but I don't know how many people who shop on eBay are going to have a Region 1 player ready to go. You know, I've got software on my computer, I have a Region 1 player in the front room, actually, I think it is. We did have one in here, but I think it's been removed now for something else. You know, we have ways of watching Region 1 DVDs, so I don't mind buying Region 1 DVDs at all. And if I'm going to get them for a third of the price, hell yeah, I'll do it. Anyway, guys, this has been a bit of a longer than usual video, I suppose. But if you made it this far, give yourselves a big pat on the back. Why don't you? And put in the comment section down below, truffles. If you got this far, then please comment truffles. That's TRUFLLES. Is that how you spell truffles? Just put truffles, however you want to spell it, in the comment section down below if you got this far in the video. If you could, for me, guys, leave me a like, a dislike on this video, depending on your feelings. Give me a like. I said this, didn't I? Give me a like or dislike. Put a comment down below if they're more complicated. Hit the subscribe button. It's big, it's red, it's free. Do it! If you wish to stay update, with what I do, then please hit the bell icon. Make sure the quotations are around it, and you receive a notification to your device of choice. And as always, guys, please take care. And as always, enjoy the rest of your day. Cheerio, guys.